Mm-hmm. So it's Discord then is what it is. It's Discord. Yep. No idea. Didn't watch any of it. No. Houston blew them out, and then Washington blew out. Yeah, yeah. It was two blowouts. Do you think they'll ever change the Thanksgiving teams? Because the Lions have sucked for so long. The Cowboys are just so inconsistent. Like, do you think they'll ever change it to two teams that are usually, well, good consistently? Jeez. Right, right. Right. Yeah, it's a weird one. This reminds me of last week. With Miami. Young quarterback hasn't played a lot. Uh, it's a good team, but at the same time, it feels like a trap game for New Orleans. You got a good win last week. and the week before. I believe they're on a 3-4 game winning streak. Yeah. So, it. I think again, the Broncos get so lucky with some of these, or so unlucky, I guess, with some of these. No, they have a 3, 4, 5. They have a 7-game win streak. The Saints do. So they won 24-9 against the Falcons. With Taysom Hill. I think this is like the ultimate trap game. You've won 7 in a row. You got a good win against a Falcons team that's been playing well. With your backup quarterback. So I don't know. This is a weird one. Like you said, I don't know how. I don't know how to pick this game because it's if it was in New Orleans, I would pick New Orleans. But New Orleans isn't a great road team. At least in the past, they haven't. Their win streak out of the 7 games, 4 of them were at home. They were at Tampa Bay, at Chicago, at Detroit in the 3 road games. I don't know. There's a lot of bad teams. Yeah, there's only one good team. Wow, really? Well, they're due. Yeah. Hmm. Right. Well, the Kansas City. Yeah. Yeah. True. I don't know. I would take like New Orleans is favored by 6. I'd probably take the Broncos on that. I think this is gonna be a close game. Uh, I don't think New Orleans wins by a touchdown. I just don't. Unless I guess the only way that happens is if Drew Lock turns the ball over a ton. But I think they're gonna protect him again. This week like they did last. Play smarter, run the ball. The thing with the Saints, Taysom Hill last week, 18 of 23. So he was accurate, 233 yards. He got sacked 3 times. Kamara did not run the ball well. I mean, I guess he did. He had 13 carries, 45 yards. Murray had 12 carries for 49 yards. Hill had 10 carries for 51 yards. They ran for 168 yards. Michael Thomas had 9 catches, 104 yards. Sanders 4 catches, 66 yards. I didn't watch that game, but just looking at the numbers, I mean, they blew out Atlanta, so it's hard to kind of figure out. But I just don't know how the Broncos can the Broncos stop their run game. I think that's the question. How, because the Broncos' rushing defense has been pretty good this year, but Alvin Kamara is a different type of running back, and we saw. I mean, in Oakland they couldn't stop the run. Josh Jacobs had 21 carries, 112 yards. Booker had 81 yards. But those are two bigger, more physical running backs. I don't know how, this with Alvin Kamara's speed. I don't know. I don't know how. Maybe Murray has a good game because he fits more of that mold, but I don't really know what to expect from this Broncos team at all. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, they give up a lot of yards. Again, I mean, they've given up a lot of points early on in the season, but the last 3 weeks they've given up 3, 13, and 9. So the last 3 weeks they've been really good. Before that, they gave up at least 23 in every game. So I don't know. Mm-hmm. Well, I believe they forced 3 last week against Atlanta. Uh, or maybe 2. Yeah, 2 turnovers last week. I don't know. This is they got a lot of turnovers against Tampa Bay. uh, I feel like most of their turnovers are just from those 2 games alone. I don't. This is like I said. I don't know what to expect from New Orleans. They're 8-2, but I don't feel like they're a legit 8-2. Like they're a good team. I just think they're a little inconsistent. I don't know. This is traveling to Denver. They've won 7 in a row. I don't necessarily think Denver will win, but I think it's a close game for sure. Yeah, but a lot of those came in 2 games against Tampa Bay. Yeah, I mean, if they have 7 carries and I don't know, I mean, I could easily see them going 3 and out 3 times in the first quarter. So, uh, yeah, I don't think they win, but again, the same thing last week. It's a trap game for New Orleans, but with trap games though, I think if I don't the way New Orleans runs the ball, I don't think that they can lose this game just because I don't think the Broncos will be able to like stop them from getting 120 140 yards because they have 2 running backs in which they can change the pace with them. And then you have Taysom Hill running the way he does. They'll be able to put together long drives. I don't know if they'll be able to score touchdowns. And also look out for Emmanuel Sanders trying to have a big game too. So if New Orleans can do what they did last week and get 24 points, I think they win. So if they can run the ball against Denver, I don't see Denver being able to beat them at all. But again, I mean, Denver's defense has been so inconsistent too. They'll come out and play great defense, especially against the run. And so that's where it gets so confusing with this team is Denver is just so inconsistent. They're usually really good at against the spread when it comes to Vegas. So that's why Vegas has this a 6-point game. I just feel like it's going to be a close game. Yeah. they've shown they can do it. Right. Right. You got to stop the run. You got to force Taysom Hill to beat you. He's got two great receivers, so he could do it. And I don't think Taysom Hill is a bad quarterback. He was very accurate last week, and they gave him they gave him a lot of help, and so that's why if you can stop the run, force him to throw 30, 40 times, you'll probably get a pick or two. But even then, if you stop the run and you make sure you stop the run, you have to make sure that your guys can hold Michael Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders to just, 50, 60 receiving yards and not have one of them go crazy on you. So that's where if you put a lot of the focus on the run, if you're Denver and it works, do you trust your secondary to not let Michael Thomas and Sanders just blow you up? And I don't know if I can trust that either. hmm Well, one thing the Broncos are not good at, and they've never been, they seem to always struggle against these type of quarterbacks that can take off and run. So, I wouldn't be shocked if Taysom Hill came out and ran for 70 yards. Because Broncos, for whatever reason, aren't very good at stopping those type of quarterbacks. At least they haven't in recent years. Yeah. Well, he had 50 last week. That too. I mean, they might be able to stop the run, but I don't think they can stop Kamara in the passing game. New Orleans is very smart in uh, how they run the offense with Taysom Hill. So they're going to take advantage of a lot of Denver's weaknesses. I don't know. This is, like I said, this is a weird 50-50 game. Because if you get the Broncos from last week, they can win. If they get the Broncos from pretty much any other week, they're going to lose. It just depends on, okay, how much? Will they keep it close or will they get blown out? I could see them getting blown out. I could see them winning it. So I don't know. This is the only, if this was in New Orleans, I would say this is a blowout The only reason why I think this is close and Denver has a chance to win is because it's in Denver. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, yeah. Barn injury. I don't. Yeah. The In order for the Broncos to win, they have to run the ball well, but you're playing the second best rushing defense in the league. Drew Lock cannot make any mistakes at all. And I mean, he has 7 touchdowns and 11 picks. So I don't know how that's even possible. Um, I, a lot has to happen for Denver to win. A lot. Hmm. No, I mean, that's if I could, I'd stay away from it. That's that's it's nope. How did you do that? How did you do that? I sent in my picks 3 weeks ago. Well, okay. Well, I picked them like 3 weeks ago. I'm honestly I'm guessing that I probably got both of them wrong though. Now that I'm thinking about it, because if I was, well, 3 weeks ago Dallas was really bad, so I probably would have picked Washington actually. They're still really bad. And hold on, yeah, let me. So no, in my photos, it's or not photos in the notes app, I have Washington and Houston. But let me find the screenshot and send it to you. Let's see, you got to make your picks 3 weeks earlier. You know what's funny? Oh, here it is. You know what's funny though? If I would have just gave you, or if you would have just kept this and put it in and not let me change any of it, I would have been perfect on all of them. Yeah. Yeah. So like when I text you, I have our messages back from since I got my phone. So Well, I delete everyone who I don't talk to consistently. So like the only ones I have in there is probably you, my uh my mom, and maybe and Aaron for sure, and then that's about it. So hold on, I'm trying to send it to you, but I'm new to iPhones. Hold on. I gotta find it again. Where'd it go? Yeah, it's Houston. Or hold on, let me double check. Here, I just sent it to you. Yeah, Houston, Washington, and I had picked the Steelers. The 2 weeks before that, I picked the Colts and Seahawks, but then I flipped it. So you're at 3, or well, yeah, 17. See, that's why I sent you those picks though, because I would have completely forgotten. Although I did remember, and then I was like, well, I have the thing, so I'll just go with that. Because I didn't want to. Because honestly, yesterday, if I would have actually picked like yesterday instead of 3 weeks ago, I probably would have picked Detroit and in Washington. Honestly, I might have picked Dallas. To be fair, I don't know. I have no idea. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stick to what I sent you 3 weeks ago because I've been perfect so far on that. So next week I have Pittsburgh. I'm sure Pittsburgh will win. But next week I have the Ravens, which that game I actually canceled. And then the next week after that I have the Rams. Next week after that I have the Raiders. And next week after that I have the Saints. So honestly, I might just stick with it because I've been perfect so far on that. I picked every game ahead. That would have been, yeah. Although I probably would have picked against Miami every week. So, so yeah. I mean, yeah. You won't get to 20. No, you won't get to 20. Also, with our bet, do you remember what size box we picked? The 12, or how many it comes in? 12. Okay. Okay. I just wanted to double check. Well, you ate 6 of them in less than like 3 days, so. uh, uh, Yeah. I mean, I picked Pittsburgh 3 weeks ago. Yeah. Yeah. The Falcons are 1-4 at home. The one win came against Denver. Uh, Raiders are 4-1 at on the road. I think I think you have to pick the Raiders here. Uh, the Falcons lost what 24-9 last week against Taysom Hill and the Saints. So I'll go Raiders. Yeah, yeah. No, no. Yeah, I'm gonna go Buffalo too. The one thing about the Bills though, their defense is not very good. I wouldn't be shocked if Herbert had a great game, but then the Chargers defense is terrible too. So Josh Allen will probably have a good game too. Yeah. hmm I believe it's Ryan Finley. I think. I have no idea. I thought it was Ryan Finley. I don't know. Either way, it doesn't matter. The Giants will probably win this. The Giants, by the way, are a good team. Like they're 3-7, but well, they're one of they're probably the best NFC uh East. Is that where they're East? NFC East. They're probably the best NFC East team. Yeah. Well, none of these NFC teams are gonna upset anyone. By the way, like that Seattle team could at least run the ball. uh, Me neither. I pick them and they lose. I pick against them and they win. I don't understand. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Colts here though. The Colts. Here's the thing. Both these teams lost to Baltimore. I feel like the Colts they get. Well, no, never mind. Tennessee beat Baltimore. Um, the Colts won 2 weeks ago. 34-17. I just think the Colts they're more they seem to be at least to me they seem to be a little bit more consistent. And I think their defense is better than Tennessee's defense has not been very good. I don't know. But again, it's hard. Here's the thing. It is very hard to beat a team twice in the same season. You rarely see that. Washington just beat Dallas for the second time yesterday, but that's Dallas. It's very, very hard for a team to win twice against another team in the same season, especially when they're two good teams. So that's where I'm like, maybe Tennessee will win this one. I don't know. It's -3 to the Colts. Yeah, Philip Rivers didn't practice yesterday, but a lot of uh, a lot of people didn't practice. Yeah, a lot of players throughout like yeah, he practiced Wednesday. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the Colts too. I just don't think Tennessee's defense is very good. Um, I don't know. That's a tough one. Yeah, I'll pick Minnesota. I'm gonna pick Minnesota. I think Dalvin Cook has a good game. Yeah, he is. Yep. Yeah, I like Arizona, but they're the thing with Arizona is they're really inconsistent, so it throws me off with them. Um, they just yeah, yeah. They lost last week to Seattle, but they beat Seattle 3 weeks before. So like I said, it's hard to beat a team twice, especially a good team. They beat Buffalo by 2 on that Hail Mary. They lost to the Dolphins by 3. So they've had in 4 straight weeks, one possession, score games. They won by 3, lost by 3, won by 2, lost by 7. So I don't like this team is so inconsistent. They do beat the bad teams. Well, I mean they lost to Detroit and Carolina early in the year, but they tend to. Is New England a bad team though? New England does a good job of keeping games close, and that's the problem that I have is with Carolina or with Arizona. Um, Larry Fitzgerald isn't playing, by the way, because he's on the COVID list. I think this is his first missed game since like 2014. Um, Kyler Murray is questionable apparently. Oh, he hurt his shoulder last week. That's right. I'll go with Arizona. I just don't trust New England, but I don't know. That's a tough one too. Yeah, Miami, Cleveland. No, and look, Cleveland's defense is really good. Jacksonville cannot score. Jacksonville is probably might have the worst offense in the league. They cannot do anything. No, I'll take New Orleans. No, no, I got the Rams. Yeah, it's not a night game, so Brady should be awake for it. And until Kansas City proves otherwise, you have to pick Kansas City. Tampa Bay won't get to the Super Bowl. There, look, Tampa Bay's defense is terrible. Uh, and I mean, their offense, they got a lot of weapons, but the problem with I think we're seeing Brady kind of start to fall off. I saw this comparison with Brady. Someone compared this Brady to the Washington Wizards Michael Jordan. Like he's pretty much just a shell of himself. He can do good things at times, but he's just not there anymore. And we started to see it last year when he was in New England. And the thing about Brady too, when you put pressure on him, he's a terrible quarterback at this point. And I think Kansas City will blitz them a lot. And if they get pressure on Brady, he's toast. So that's the key to beat Tampa. That's why New Orleans is beating them. Look at every loss that Tampa Bay has. When Brady got pressured, they they struggled and they lost. So I think Kansas City gets pressure on them, and I don't think this is as close as we think it's gonna be. I think it's Kansas City by double digits. But their defense is not. I'm telling. Their defense is. Kansas City will roll right through them. I think though. I think Kansas City puts up 40. I think it's. I think it's 40, 43 to 31. Yeah, Chicago beat Green Bay, I think, early on in the season. I'm gonna stick to it's hard to beat a team twice in a season. Oh no, I guess they haven't played each other. What am I thinking of? Maybe it's because Green Bay played Minnesota twice. I guess they haven't played each other. I'm still gonna pick Green Bay. Yeah, yeah, we can wait. Although I think we both know where we're going. Yeah. I mean, I'll pick Seattle, but I don't think. Yeah, I don't think it's that's gonna change. Yeah, I don't. I mean, unless Russell Wilson is out for whatever reason come Monday, but I think that's the only way Philly can win. Yeah. I just want to end the conversation of the Broncos are just they're just a bad team. Can we just leave it at that? And your quarterback's just not very good. At the end of the day, your quarterback's not very good, and you have a bad coaching staff.